Pembroke Castle, January 1457. A scream tears through the night, not the cry of battle, but of a child only 13 years old, locked in the agony of childbirth. Her name, Margaret Beaufort. From this night of terror would come a son who would end a civil war, unite a kingdom, and found the Tudor dynasty. But first, Margaret herself had to survive. To understand her story, we must begin with her blood. Margaret Beaufort was no ordinary girl. She was the great-granddaughter of John of Gaunt, the Duke of Lancaster, son of King Edward III. Through him, she carried a royal claim, thin but strong enough to tempt ambitious men. To kings and nobles, she was not a child. She was a prize, a vessel, a pawn in the endless game for England's throne. By the age of 6, suitors were already arranged. At first, she was betrothed to John de la Pole, an arrangement that would have tied her to the Yorkist cause. But in a realm divided by the Wars of the Roses, loyalties shifted like sand. The betrothal was annulled. Another plan formed. And so, before her 12th birthday, Margaret was married off to Edmund Tudor. At just 12 years old, Margaret became a bride. Edmund Tudor wasted little time. With England on the brink of civil war, he knew his position was fragile. He pressed for the marriage to be consummated despite Margaret's tender age. The child became a wife, and soon she would become a mother. But fate moved quickly. Only months into their marriage, war broke out once again. Edmund, siding with the Lancastrians, was captured by Yorkist forces. Imprisoned at Carmarthen Castle, he caught the plague. By November 1456, he was dead. Margaret was a widow at just 13 and pregnant. Then came the night of blood and agony. January 1457. In the cold halls of Pembroke Castle, Margaret went into labor. The girl was only 13, her body too small, too frail, to endure the brutal trial of childbirth. That night, 2 futures were born, the fragile infant Henry Tudor, and a mother whose life would now be defined by sacrifice, resilience, and an iron will. Margaret Beaufort had endured what no child should face. She was a widow, a mother, and a survivor, carrying scars both seen and unseen. From that night forward, her existence would have one purpose: to protect her son at any cost, for in him lay not just her legacy, but the destiny of England itself.